Reason number one as to why I don't record in the mornings too much, the sun is literally like direct impact on my face. Good morning everyone, hope you're doing well. It is currently Saturday morning. In about 1 hour I have to leave for my actually first fighting game local event, because I got into fighting games like early 2020, which is when Grand Blue Fantasy Versus came out, and yeah, then Corona happened and everything kind of shut down and I didn't get to go to anything. So finally get to experience local fighting game events. But today's video is not about local fighting game events, it's about Orphist's eternal cousin, or great ancestor, or maybe not even ancestor, maybe they're closer in timelines than we think, which is of course Dark Zodiac. So in the set there are 4 Link Joker decks, literally 4 different like featured Link Joker decks. So we have Dark Zodiac, Blaster Joker, Venom Dancer, as well as the leaders, and I will be covering all of them separately because I do think that they all have kind of their own builds a little bit. They don't like change too much, but some decks play different grade 3, some decks kind of choose to play different kind of like ratios of certain grades or play certain grade 2s and others don't. And of course the leaders are just kind of on their own, like they're very much like their own thing on their own, and so we're going to be taking a look at that separately. But I want to start with Dark Zodiac because this was actually the first ever Link Joker deck that I built in the TCG. Like Chaos Breaker was super expensive, so I never got to play it, and I also wasn't that into it at the time either. And then when we got to Legion, Dark Zodiac was really affordable, and we had a lot of leftovers from our case and nobody wanted them, so I just kind of like built it and had a really good time with it. So I feel a little bit of nostalgia to it. I then went on to play Link Joker later on in G with Messiahs, and I still do play Link Joker in the TCG with V Premium, but I was like, you know what, it's kind of nice to at least feature my kind of like first ever TCG Link Joker deck on its own, and I think it's pretty cool. This is basically like a stall deck, so let's take a look at the deck list and talk about it for a little bit. Alright, so let's take a look at the deck list. I am going to be using the Corin skin. I know people complained that I used the Tomari skin in the last Link Joker one. You didn't get to see the ride animations, etc, etc. Don't worry, I heard you. I can afford to switch out of a character, don't worry. Alright, so here's the deck list, and let me kind of walk you through it, right? The Break Ride is pretty important in this deck. Infinite Zero is actually pretty important, of course. Break Ride, Limit Break 4, when you ride over it, count +1, give it Vanguard plus 10k, and then lock an opponent's front and back row units, right? Or rear guards, rather. So this, you know, you all know it, and it's a heal trigger for a very important reason, is that we run the Soul Blast 2 Deleter, who lets us Soul Blast 2 to draw. So basically what you want to do is you break right over it with the Legion, Soul Blast the heal out, and then put it back with the Legion, so that way it's actually like, it makes sense to sit on the heal trigger because you put it back instantly after that. So it's cool that we lock 2, but then why are we locking 2? Of course it's for Dark Zodiac. So Dark Zodiac legions with Astral Reaper, and he says when he legions, you count him +1, and during your opponent's next end phase, their locked cards do not unlock. Now what's cool about this is that you don't need to have any locked cards at the time of using the skill. Any cards that you lock after this will also of course be Omega Lock, because the check timing is at the end of your opponent's next turn, not when you use the skill, right? So count +1 to Omega Lock everything, really nice. We like that a lot. Basically shuts down our opponent's field for 2 turns, which is really strong. And then the second skill is sadly got nerfed pretty hard. Once per turn, count +2, this used to be free, and discard a card with the same name as one of your Vanguards, and then you choose an opponent's front row and back row rear guards and lock them. So this is cool because this skill doesn't require you to be in Legion, so oftentimes you just want to have another copy of Dark Zodiac in your hand, and then you basically ride it, discard it immediately to lock 2, and then you just Legion that copy back, so you get the draw trigger back into your deck. So that basically, it's like a control deck, right? You just want to keep your opponent's field locked for 2 turns, but of course things don't always go that way, right? Things don't always go according to plan. Garnet Star is still an amazing card. Garnet Star is still great. On Legion, discard a Star-vader to lock an opponent's front row and back row. We like it. It's a free lock when you run out of counterblast. You know, this deck counterblasts quite a lot, no counter charges. It's going to be pretty expensive. And then one of Blaster Joker, because Blaster Joker, it bypasses resist, so we can lock everything, so it even bypasses resist, gets over, you know, those kind of protection effects. It is pretty expensive though as an effect, so that's why we run a deck kind of based around it instead of having it, you know, as just like a one-of generally. But as a one-of, it's still fine. Sometimes in some matchups doesn't hurt to ride it either. Starter-wise, I'm running the Robin Knight. Main reason why is because both of our Legions and our Break Ride only lock 2 cards, and so in order to lock the third one, we either need like Photon or this one and stuff like that. And especially if you're sitting on Garnet Star, you usually have the spare counterblast left to actually use Robin Knight, so you can sometimes like lock the front row and back row and then call a Palladium. The Palladium relocks the front row, and then you just use this and like lock the front and back again. So the starter is actually pretty good in my opinion. Palladium, as I said, you know, at the start of your turn, count +1, put him into the soul to relock something that unlocked the last end phase. Then of course we play 2 neons just for 10k attackers. Pretty self-explanatory. PGs as well, 12k attackers as well, like just to kind of round out the ratios. Colony Maker kind of works in this list. Some lists are cutting Colony Maker now because she's another Counterblast. You know, she's a superior call, but now you're running like Deleter grid ones and stuff like that, so there's not as many like amazing targets to choose anymore. So I think 3 of her is fine. Photon is still a very important card, you know, on call. If your Vanguard is a Star-vader, count plus 2, lock an opponent's rear guard. Like I said before, really good to get you that 3rd lock, especially on Garnet Star. You basically like count plus 2, discard 1 to lock 3, which is very, very nice. And then to round it off, we have the Astral Reaper. Now this card is really good. It has resist, which is really huge in this meta because of course we're running into a lot of Link Chokers, into quite a few Kageros. Against Brawlers it doesn't matter, but I mean nothing matters against Brawlers to be honest. But on top of having resist, his first skill is when his attack hits a Vanguard, Soul Blast 1, which we really like because Soul Blasting lets us fill up our drop zone for Legion. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and find a card with the same name as one of your Vanguards and add it to your hand. So this lets us basically like search for Persona Blast, search for Photon if we're sitting on Garnet Star. On grade 2, if you ride, let's say, Photon, you can try to search for another one. Worst case is just a Soul Blast that doesn't find anything, which it won't most of the times, but it's a Soul Blast, which means you filled up your drop zone, which is also cool. So that's the deck. Like, honestly, we don't always get the combo in this deck, right? I've played this deck quite a lot, and I don't stream this deck that much. I mostly play it in my private time, but there are many games where I just go Garnet, into Garnet, into Garnet, GG, you know? And so that might just happen when we do the gameplay. Other times I just go Dark Zodiac, and then like just sit on Dark Zodiac the whole game. Some games I do get the break right into Dark Zodiac, right? Some games I just ride Blaster Joker. So there's a chance things won't go as well as I would like them to, but I'll do my best and hopefully I can show you guys some quality games because this deck is really, really fun. Like there's a lot of choice for Link Joker in this set. You can either play with, like, I don't know, Venom Dancer or Blaster Joker focus, or you can still run Imaginary Plane, or you can just play Deleters. You can mix Deleters with Star-vaders. Like there's so many different ways to build Link Joker in this set. And like there's a new starter as well, that Omega Lock stuff, which I think is good in other builds, but in this build we want the back and front lock a bit more. Alright, so going first looks like it's gonna be a mirror match. That's right, alright. Like I said, Link Joker, there's like a bajillion ways to build it in the set, and so of course you're gonna run into quite a few people playing it because of course it's, you know, easy to build. Alright, so looking at this hand, we could just keep Colony Maker. She doesn't really do much until much later, so I guess we'll just do that. Okay, we drew into a different grade 1, which is good. I might still ride this though. Palladium is good, but we're going second, so we have to keep that in mind. Against the leaders, so it's not actually a Star-vader mirror match, it's going to be against leaders. I think they are by far the most popular archetype though, that's for sure. Damn, we're getting all the follows. I'm not even streaming right now, but hey, I appreciate the people following. Maybe they know. They have a feeling that I'm recording. We're gonna ride Palladium because I'm a little bit afraid of getting rushed down. Like, for the leaders, they need to rush you down a little bit in order to really, like, win fast. We get a draw trigger into another Dark Zodiac, so we do have the front and back row lock already unlocked here. So that's pretty cool. We can go into Garnet otherwise if we need to. I think we can fill up our drop zone pretty easily this game. It just kind of depends on what kind of field this guy wants to call down. He calls down the locker early, which is interesting. So as you can see, they like rushing, right? These deleter players, they like to rush you because they want to go for turn 3 delete and start just like wiping out your board. But the thing is, oh, we got the break right too. That's really nice. All right, let's go for this. The thing is though, deleters, if you can put up interceptors consistently, their aggression shuts down pretty quickly, right? Of course they could have lockers, and that is kind of annoying, but for the time being, him calling this out, I'm assuming he does have one, but I kind of need to respect his aggression here. So let's just see. I'm kind of curious. He's gonna go into, oh, this is the one that says if you drive check the grade 3, then he deletes, which is pretty sick. Which means he won't be locking anything. Okay, and this is the 12k attacker. Oh, this might be like a budget build, although he has Zale, so maybe. I mean, we'll find out. This is pretty interesting. So he needs to basically swing with this, right? Then he's gonna swing with. Oh, he's not gonna swing with Vanguard. Oh, that's interesting, because he would have had a chance to. Well, I guess he couldn't have locked it. So in hindsight, I guess it doesn't really matter too much. This hits for 19, which is a really nice number. He gets the grade 3, so he'll be able to delete me here as well, which is really, really cool. But I can discard a heal trigger for the delete cost, so that's actually quite fine for me as well. Wait, what? Is that... What was the initial condition? Oh, you have to retire a grade 3 deleter, and this is a Star-vader. Alright, now the question is, do we want to play a bit of a slower game? We don't have any PGs, which is a little bit annoying. But at the same time, like, we could go... I'm thinking... We could go Garnet Star and do it, like, a triple lock, but then we don't have ways to, like, extend those locks. We could go Infinite Zero and just, like, Photon one of the circles, and then next turn, Omega Lock stuff. We kind of need a heal trigger at some point, too. I kind of want to still go for this. I think we can kind of sustain... We just don't have PGs. That's, like, the scariest part. If he locks my Interceptor, I could die. I might need to go for triple lock here. I think we might be dead otherwise. Ah, that's tough. That's tough. That's really tough. I guess we go for this. Let's go for Dark Zodiac here. Let me use the skill first to lock these two. I'm running out of time as well, so I really have to respect the timer here real quick. Alright, I took a bit too long to think about my plays. Alright, so let me put back a heal. Actually, no, I don't think I need to put back a heal. We're gonna just do this. Oh my god, my timer! I haven't even gotten to my battle phase yet! Or my Legion! Go, 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 go! Oh my god, I haven't run out of time this badly in a while, actually. Alright. We're gonna call down the Photon and not use it, I think. I'm gonna try to Omega Lock these circles, because I think that will be quite good. Yes, use it, use it, use it, use it, use it! Go! 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 Oh my god. I am so tight. I am so tight. Call this down to boost and hit for good numbers. Alright, go. Go, 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 go. Run it in, run it in, run it in. Alright, PG is gone. Good, good, good. Go, go, go. Oh my god. Alright, another PG is gone. Cool, nice. Heal trigger, please. No? Okay. Alright, now it really depends on what else he has. So we have his circles locked for the turn. I took a really long time to think there. Let's see. Does he have... Oh, he doesn't re-ride. Oh. So he might delete me here, which is fine, which is absolutely fine for me. If he doesn't crit me, we're fine. But there's been some mad lads running crits on ladder lately, so... Heal trigger is also fine. Heal trigger is also completely fine for me as well. So here, I don't mind that whatsoever. That's okay. So he here can actually delete me. Let's see if he goes for it. He does go for it, okay. So that also doesn't give me any circles to lock, which is pretty interesting. I could just rewrite Infinite Zero here. We get another Dark Zodiac as well. We could just rewrite Infinite Zero because we're on 0 power anyway here. And just like wait for next turn, I guess. It's kind of weird, but at the same time, I don't want a Legion at this point yet. You feel me? You feel me? I don't really want a Legion right now. As much as I could overcall my stuff, is it worth it? We could extend the locks by another turn, I guess. Yeah, let's try to do that, actually. Let's reride. Let's do that. Alright. Oh yeah, this one doesn't force me to discard anything. That's kind of interesting. Alright, let me just overcall this. We're gonna just extend the locks by another turn. That's what we're gonna do. Overcall this. And then, I mean, we can just Legion here. Alright, so we're gonna put those back. 2 heals and 2 grade 2s. Damn, what a messy first game. For some reason, I'm just like super all over the place. Alright, extend the locks for another turn. We're basically just playing the long game at this point. We're on 1 bar of time though. That's definitely a sign of it being a long game. Alright, go battle. Battle shioze. Alright. Another PG. Oof, my man. I don't think there's a PG in that hand. Nope. Garnet's gonna go for game here. Just like that. Oh, did I skip the... I think I skipped the right animation out of, like, stress from the timer, so I apologize for that. We take that first game, but it was very frantic and a lot more stressful than I would have liked it to be. So let's run it back and hopefully not be as paranoid of the timer, because I'm pretty sure I skipped the animation there purely because of that. But let's go for another one. This time around, I will not skip the animation. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, so... Chiharu, let's have a good one. Alright, so this is another Link Joker mirror match. Oh, hold on, I'm getting cold. Hello? Alright, as you guys saw there, I got a phone call that went on for a very long time while recording, and therefore had to concede the game there, because it literally, like, it reached my grade 3 turn and the phone call wouldn't end, and therefore I had to give up and I lost my cool win streak, so that's kind of unfortunate. But let's go for another game. I also had a really, really good hand there. I had the break ride into Dark Zodiac. It was a mirror match. Like, Everything was going really cool, but sadly phone calls are phone calls and you gotta hold that L sometimes. You know, you never know when you're gonna get summoned. Royals this time though. Alright, well let's see how this one's gonna go. We're going second again. Against Royals, it depends what build it is. This could be just Seekers. Wow, that's a good hand. We don't have PGs, but that's a really, really good hand. Like, we have all the pieces. I'm gonna just keep it. Like, it's a good little hand for this deck. For what this deck wants to do, that's a good hand. Alright, it's Jewel Knights. Okay. I've been wanting to play against Jewel Knights. This is gonna be the slower build of it. There's like a fast build, which does like a really strong turn 2 rush, where you can hit like 29k columns, thanks to the new support. So I'm quite excited about actually messing with that deck myself. I'm really excited to like show you guys that deck. But looks like this is the kind of like more battle phase combo reliant deck, which I also really like. But I feel like the early rush is better because the like compared to the other decks in this meta, it kind of falls behind in the late game compared to like, I don't know, even Seekers, right, in the same clan. But the strongest part of Jewel Knights is actually the fact that it has a super strong early rush. The early rush of this deck is crazy good if you know what it is. Like, if you know how to go around it, yeah, like you go Sword Me, into Prismy, discard 1, you then go into like, you make like, you know, you use the Tiffany starter to like make nice columns, and then it's just really, really good. But it looks like not gonna go for that big rush, gonna just like set up a nice little field with Sword Me. I respect it, but we're only on grade 1, we went second. We heal though, that's kind of nice for sure. And going into this turn, we have double Colony Maker in hand, and we probably kind of have to put it down because we need to attack into the Interceptor here, I think. I don't really want to like fall behind too much in the damage race, because controlling is one thing, but, you know, like controlling is one thing, but, you know, not falling behind in damage is another thing. But he's going to heal, running this as the heal, the Camille, right? That's her name. Yeah, Camille. Pretty interesting. Alright, well, let's see where things go. Here. So, what's the grade 3 is going to go into first? It's Ivan, okay, so he has the CB to call the Sword Me, but not to use the Sword Me effect, which is always a bit of a pain, but, you know, that's something. Alright, there's the Sword Me, but we'll not be able to use the Sword Me itself, which is unfortunate. Actually, Reverse gets called down, so we're going to get put to 3 damage here normally, because he doesn't get the crit until he Legions. So, let's see. Altgaro into the grade 1 there. Okay, we go to 2, no defensives, that's okay. We don't have grade 2s in hand, which is a little bit alarming. Just a little bit alarming as they all go to the drop zone. To the damage zone, rather. Ooh, Photon, though. Nope, no, not Dark Zodiac. We go to Infinite Zero first. We do the usual, Infinite Zero into Mr. Dark Zodiac. So here I'm thinking, if I want to just, like, Photon... I have a PG, so I don't have to be too afraid, but he's going to push with a crit next turn, so I need to really be aware of that. So I think here we want to, like, reduce his field in general a little bit. I really want to keep the Soul Blaster in hand for the time being, though. Just because. I'm thinking we lock the Ashley, maybe, and, like, attack into the Intercept, and then, like, bash with the Blaster Joker or something. Because it's still a locked circle for the time being. And this way, when it unlocks eventually, it unlocks to being like a grade 3, right? It's not an intercept. So I think this is a pretty good board. We push to 3, that way we're also like not behind in the damage race. The nice thing with Dark Zodiac is that it doesn't lose out on, you know, it doesn't technically lose out on like cards in hand. It doesn't need to discard outside of like the Persona Blast skill, but that's a trigger which you're pretty happy to have. Another heal goes to drop, so we actually will have 3 heals and drop for Legion next turn, which is pretty sick. So now... he has the drop zone for Legion, but it's 4 normal units, and I wonder if he's going to go for that. They are pieces, but I'm not sure if it's the right pieces to be going for. So now the question is, will they Legion and push me with a crit? I really hope they do, because the 2 damage would put me to Limit Break. Otherwise, we might be in a bit of a pickle. Just a little bit. Rewriting into Ashley Reverse. That's interesting. Oh, trying to go for the little... okay, so he doesn't want to give me the 3rd damage yet. Okay, I'm fine with playing a bit of a long game. That's okay. That's actually fine. Alright, so it's gonna push damage to face. Yeah, you want to get that search, of course. We get another Soul Blast 2 to draw. That's okay. Alright, so we won't see what they find here. They're gonna just add it to hand, and that's gonna be the end of the story. Okay, so there we go. This unlocks, that's okay. We get another Soul Blast 2 to draw, but we don't have enough Soul for it for the time being. But I might just want to use it now. We already have enough heals in the drop to recycle. So I think I kind of want to use it. And just see what we draw into. Hopefully an intercept. We kind of want it at this point. That's okay as well. It's a nice attacker, I suppose. That could work, that could work. Kind of want to keep the Garnet just in case for now. Let's do this. Let's do this. We're gonna take it slow. I'm thinking... I don't have any heals left in deck. I have like one, so I'm not expecting to check it here, so I'm gonna go for the more cheeky play. No defensive. We can push the 5, so then the lock is like extra lethal. Well, so much for that, I guess. So much for that. Alright. We somehow still found the last heal in the deck. Well, luckily we can put all 3 back to deck now. But... well, that's... funny how that works out. Funny how that works out. Alright, so now... I'm curious to see what the T is gonna be. That rhymes for no reason, but, you know, just take it. Just take it. Alright. So what's gonna be the play here? Oh, and shuffling in 0, where you just put the column up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You love to see it. You love to see it. Okay. Going for the limit break. Locking 2. What's gonna retire? I'm guessing the Blaster Joker, yeah, because it's another attacker. Although it is another trigger I can put back to deck theoretically. But I guess I have enough choice in this drop zone already. Oh, okay, Miranda, that's fine. Now, is there going to be a booster coming down? There is not, just going to give me the limit break. And also the self-lock is kind of like a self-own a little bit sometimes. Ooh, okay, going for some interesting plays here. So I'm going to have 4 damage to push with. And I can also... Technically, I can only lock 2 things, like a heal. That's expected, we haven't really seen too many. Oh, it's mixed heals too. Okay. Running those techs in there. Photon would have been nice here. Photon would have been pretty nice. We're not going to get to lock anything with Dark Zodiac, but the Omega Lock is very valuable. So I'm actually pretty okay with that. We technically could use the starter to lock everything. I might just go for that, because we shut down the entire deck by them not having rearguards.
Star-vader, Dark Zodiac.
There you go. There's your ride animation and your ride voice lines. You know I wouldn't treat you like that. You know I'm here to treat you right. You know I'm here to treat you right. Only the best for my viewers. Alright, so we can call this down. We can call down the Garnet as well. And we're gonna just basically just Legion. Alright, Seekmate, 3 heals and a draw I think would be good. We're at 5, so we can actually check the heal, which is nice. Alright, there we go. She actually has 2 different Legion lines. Corinne, if you use her, she has 2 different Legion lines. She has one for when she Legions with something that has Blaster Joker, so like with Garnet. Sorry, not Blaster Joker. When something has Photon, she calls out to Photon. Like specifically, she calls out for Photon, which is really cool. That's a really nice little touch. Alright, so there you can see the use of this starter. We have everything Omega locked, which is really, really nice. And we can just push now. We can just push now. We have a PG in hand in case... Well, he can't even use Ashley Reverse here. So we're going to just go through the PGs. Everything's locked for 2 turns. We don't have CB, but we don't really care, to be honest. Alright, Photon. Hello, friend. And the heal trigger. We put back 3 of them, so expected as much at this point. Alright, we go through 2 PGs. We've seen quite a few heals out. We've seen 2 heals out for our opponent here. Let's see if they go for the Evane just to recycle them, or if they have to stick to Ashley and not use the skill, basically. Alright. The kind of like self-own here as well is that like this says all of your opponent's locked cards at the end of their... at the end phase do not unlock. So if they self-lock with Ashley, that also doesn't work. It goes for the Evane. Could theoretically call a Sword Me. Could theoretically deck thin for a Sword Me if he wants to. Let's see here. Okay, he's gonna Legion just to put back the triggers. Yeah, that's... I mean, that's the best possible move here. You got a PG to put back as well, and the Sword Me goes back. I wonder if he has the last 2 Sword Me's in his hand from the way he's been playing so far. Kind of feels like that. Alright, he's gonna go rear, try to check those heals, right? That's what we gotta do. Oof! Grade 1 in the PG check, that's a bit unfortunate. Nothing unlocks here, which is very good for me. And we get a Astral Reaper on top of that, which is pretty sick. Because that is, of course, a... you know, a good card. We somehow have 2 soul now because of the starter, so we can actually use this now. Yeah, we can just use this. Power up, get a Garnet. That might be good for next turn. That could be good for next turn. Let's swing that Astral Reaper. Doesn't hit, that is fine. Then we hit with this. This doesn't gain power, by the way, so you gotta be a little bit careful. I probably should have called the booster behind the Vanguard, not behind the Garnet. Because here we're kind of like playing into 6 damage heal, which is a little bit dangerous. But let's see what happens. It's not going to be 6 damage heal, that's actually going to be game. So there we go. That's the whole deck basically. Like not a lot of, like, if you don't play carefully the Dark Zodiac, like Omega Lock, sure it goes through like all of your Counterblast, but it is very, very game ending. Like a lot of decks just can't make it through that, and it's very, very hard to deal with it. So yeah, it's a good deck. I think a lot of people are kind of sleeping on it. The tier lists don't even have this deck on the tier lists. Like it's just like Star-vader, it's like Blaster Joker and that's it. And then they have Dark Zodiac in them, but I personally believe that the pure Dark Zodiac deck is really, really good. I think it's really good and really strong and definitely worth playing, you know, with a focus on it and not focusing specifically on Blaster Joker or Venom Dancer itself. But try out this Dark Zodiac list. I really, really enjoy it. I think it's probably the most fun one. The Dark Zodiac SP also looks insanely good, and I am slightly debating maybe crafting one. I don't know. It looks really, really sick, so it's super tempting. But anyway, I think that's it for today. You guys got a couple fights. The first one was very like like things going on everywhere. This one was a lot more just kind of like chill, you know, got to show the plays and the strength of the deck. We had a really good matchup as well against Jewel Knights. They really struggled to do much against Link Joker in general, I would say, because it's a very rearguard reliant deck. But otherwise, that's basically it for me today. If you like the video, like the video. If you're not subbed yet, please do. And if you want to see me live, you can check me out on twitch.tv/DifferentFight. But otherwise, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.